we have State Representative Darren Bailey from the great state of Illinois. And there is a big controversy brewing there over mandatory LGBT school lessons. So moms and dads in the state of Illinois, if you have a 3 and 4-year-old child, they're going to be learning about the LGBT movement and LGBT people in their public classrooms. State Representative Bailey has been one of the opponents of this mandatory LGBT history lesson, and he joins us this afternoon. Good afternoon, sir.
Hey, good afternoon. I appreciate that introduction from the great state of Illinois. I feel like we've lost our greatness, but that's, I believe, why I was sent to Springfield to help recapture it. So
I want you to explain to our listeners what's going on here and what exactly do they want to teach to the boys and girls?
Well, they want to, basically it's a mandate that in our history classes, like you said, K through 12, we're going to purchase, through grants. So our grants, i.e. being tax dollars, schools will be required to purchase new history books. And they want to highlight throughout that history book the achievements and accomplishments of the LGBT community and capping that off with a proficiency test in the 8th grade.
So not only are they going to be learning about gay leaders, but they're going to have a test on gay leaders and the LGBT movement?
Yeah. Can you imagine? That's why, there was no opt-out provision. We're going to have kindergarten kids, and you can imagine the stuff they come home with now, learning about and asking mom and dad about. Well, now they're going to be learning they're going to learn about sex, against so our schools will be indoctrinating them with these views, and that's a shame.
So where are you guys at in the voting here? I know you voted against this bill, and I think it's interesting they call it the Inclusive Curriculum Bill, Representative.
Yeah, thank you. So the House passed it last week, and now we're waiting on the Senate. The Senate's dealing with it now, and it'll be a sheer miracle if it gets opposed, because the Senate is actually in Illinois here more of a liberal lost cause than the House.
And again, I'm confused here as to why the boys and girls need to learn about people simply because of who they go to bed with. I mean, that's really what this is about. I mean, we're talking about highlighting people based on their sexuality. I mean, where are the heterosexual history classes? I mean, if you're going to go down that path.
Yeah, thank you. And through in the bill, it addresses that this is this is a cure for the depression and the issues that that community deals with, and that this will make them be more accepted into society, and like I said, basically taken out of the hands of a mom and dad who should be dealing and teaching this.
Yeah, that's something else that really concerns me. You're telling me that there's no parental opt-out in this legislation?
There is not. Like I said, most bills like this are so sickening. There's no room for compromise. But at the very minimum, we tried to get that, and there was just the Democrats hold a supermajority in Illinois. And we were told, like I said, I'm newly elected, and we were told that, hey, we got a new day in Illinois. We're going to work together and see bipartisanship. And so far, I have experienced absolutely none of that. So,
now, according to the legislation here, the students are going to learn about the roles and contributions of lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people in the history of the country. Now, let's set that aside for just a moment, Mr. Representative. At some point, you're going to have to explain to the 4- and 5-year-olds what a lesbian is, what a bisexual person is, what a transgender person is.
That right there, in and of itself, is the key to what is wrong with this. You nailed it. That has no business in public school. It has no business, outside of mom and dad. It has no business outside of the church. If the church was doing its job, we really probably wouldn't be dealing with this. But unfortunately, conservatives in America and the church, in my opinion, has they've fallen asleep, and they've lost the point of their duty, and therefore we're dealing with stuff like this.
So have they given you, have they given the lawmakers there, have they given you guys any kind of examples of what they're going to be teaching the kids and what LGBT lessons are going to include?
No, to my knowledge, it doesn't exist yet, and that's going to be no. There was none of that to be found. So, this even and with the rules of Illinois, we find out about an hour ahead of time. Number one, when amendments are being made. Number two, when shell bells are changed or are added, and especially the 45 minutes before session convened last Wednesday, this bill popped up. So that's what we're dealing with under a supermajority rules here in Illinois.
Mr. Representative, what are you hearing from your constituents about this?
So today here in Springfield, and I'm actually here on the floor now, I'm in the back room, and today in Springfield is Celebrate Life Day. We've got there's in excess right now of 5,000 people in Illinois here to speak against, speak for the unborn. For my district alone, which is a very rural farming, we have oil, we have coal, all that's being snuffed out here in Springfield. We brought up 5 buses in excess of 300 people from a it takes me 15 minutes to drive the Walmart area. So people are upset, they're mad. Southern Illinois is rising up. They're speaking out. We're figuring out. I'm educating our voters that they can call and talk to these representatives that are having these bad bills, and it is working. We've had people pulling bad bills, but this was destined to come. This was destined to happen, I believe, for the Democrat Party because the governor made that promise.
And clearly, this is being pushed through along party lines. We understand that no Republicans voted in favor of House Bill 246.
That is correct. There were actually 2 Republicans that had no votes. I'm not for sure if they were in the House that day. There were 4 Democrats that voted no, but because they reside in conservative districts in Southern Illinois, and I believe that was they're protecting their situation. So, that's correct. Along with that, we have coming up. I just was involved in a press conference in a House Bill 2495, and it blows the doors off of anything that you passed in New York or anything that Virginia was talking about. It's a whole new level of no protections for the unborn. It even surpasses what Virginia was talking about. A few weeks ago, whenever New York State passed their ugly abortion bill.
Well, this is incredibly troubling, and the thing that is most troubling to me, Mr. Representative, is the fact that moms and dads in the state of Illinois will not have the ability to opt their preschoolers out of mandatory LGBT history class. That's appalling, sir.
It is appalling, and we are hoping and praying that through this next year and a half that we can regain control, in the 2020 elections, and if not then in the 22, and maybe we can begin to repeal some of this stuff, because that's definitely that's definitely the direction we want to go.
All right. Well, Mr. Representative, thank you. Sounds like you guys are busy there in the State House, and we appreciate you taking time to visit with us today.